Welcome back to the Dirt Cheap Podcast.
You said it right.
We have our sweet tea, we have our whiteboards and markers, and we are ready to go. Welcome back.
You haven't done an intro in like
ages.
years.
No,
Years.
but since we have our sweet tea back,
You
that
feel-
kind of just like sparked some ideas.
That's good.
Did it?
Hopefully we can keep
It
that
wasn't
fire.
really that good, but
Yeah, but it's not
Hey.
as sweet as you.
It's not as bad as.
thanks.
Oh, come on, hit it.
Oh, give him the bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or that one.
Or the bird. Okay.
America.
wow. I'm wrapping the America with my sweatpants.
Yeah.
USA.
America.
Gets the double one. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Well, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And thank you for following us on social medias. That's all. Did I cover it all, Damon?
That's it.
No, yeah. We just want to say thank you so much, and we hope you say thank you back by doing that stuff. That's kind of what we hope for. So
Right.
we say thank you. You say thank you as well, and you subscribe, like, and do all the things.
Right,
so.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Of course.
Well, this is off to a great start.
Well, this is great. Yeah. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.
We'll see. Yeah.
I mean, I guess we just get on to the game of the ministry minute. We're done for this episode. Jeez Louise.
We can just
All right.
cut that out. Anyways.
So what's up? How's everyone's week's been, huh?
Oh, yeah, no.
It's been good.
Yeah, no. I don't know,
You know.
actually.
Yeah. I finished that welding class.
Oh, did you?
I didn't write that down in the notes, but yeah, I finished it. I'll say the funniest parts were the second day.
What notes? We have notes.
Yeah. Do you
Oh.
not follow the meeting notes?
No.
Unbelievable.
Sorry, I should put this down. I'm going to talk anyways. I feel like you can't have grounds to talk unless you write it in the notes, but I'm also like, I'm just going to.
Yeah. Whatever.
Anyways,
Nah.
funniest part of the class was that one guy, unnamed, who thought the class
The
was
know-it-all
going to-
guy?
Yeah, know-it-all guy.
Okay.
Showed up day 2 with an N95
Mask.
mask
Sick.
for his face. Showed up the third day with sunscreen.
Oh, wow.
Which is reasonable, I will say.
No.
But it's well, okay, I'll say it's reasonable because the professor said if anybody else wants, we have, like, so they keep it on, like, on hand, because you do get pretty bad burnt from welding, but not when you only weld 20 hours a week and it's not your full-time job. So it was very, very humorous just to see him like lathering up and then putting a mask on.
Oh,
I was like,
jeez.
oh my gosh, please stop. But
Does he know that masks don't work?
well, I don't know. Maybe he still had black boogies, and then he would have noticed that
Wow.
they don't.
That's
He'll still show up in masks sometimes to work if he's feeling under the weather. Sometimes we mess with him and start coughing, but
That sounds like you said, black boogies. Like, not to like talk about that, but like I grew up on a farm, and when we had to like put when the hay bales were like in squares or rectangles, whatever you want to
Little
call
squares. Little squares.
rectangles, squares, whatever. We had to go up in our hay mail and like put them, take them off the wagon, put them in the, what's it called?
Put them in the elevator. You're throwing
Elevator.
hay.
Yeah,
You're throwing hay.
hay basically, and then
Or straw.
stacking it up in the hay mow. And when we would do that, we would always get gross stuff like what welding people do. So that just made me think of that. But that time's coming up soon because it's usually in the summer when we do that.
nice.
So if you want a summer job, not really,
Domestic
but if you want a summer hour or two working on a farm, let us know.
Hour or two. No, thank you.
Look, I helped my one friend, old buddy, and I was like, dude, I'll help you throw hay, bale hay, whatever. He's like, I'm not going to pay you. I looked at him and I said, dude, as long as you feed me, you got my help. He's like, you got a deal.
Nice.
Yeah,
I feel like that's how most like
Helped him load hogs.
that's a dirt cheap job.
yeah.
You know, just like helping people like that.
It was great.
Will work for dinner.
Yep.
I did.
Nice.
Last load of hogs we did, we had a nice breakfast.
Was it bacon?
Eating them?
There was bacon involved.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna
The
say,
hogs you
were
just
you
fed.
like, yeah?
What was there? Home fries, sausage, bacon, eggs. It was a good breakfast.
Nice.
Then I had to go home and shower twice before going into work. That was the rough part. You'd wake up at like 1 a.m. to get out there at 2 to load one load of hogs, and then the next load came in at 3. You loaded the next one,
Why the heck would you go to work after that?
Well, it's when I worked at where my mom works. I just kind of didn't care.
Oh.
I think I fell asleep like with my eyes open a couple times.
So it wasn't like your real job.
No, it was not my real job.
Just a little fun.
Part-time job. Fun.
Get
Yeah.
off work and bail all night too sometimes.
Nice.
Speaking of jobs, did you hear who's going to work at the warehouse this summer?
It's official now. Mm-hmm. Which one?
I don't care. Surprise me.
No way. Is it
Yeah.
official?
Yeah, she's going to.
Do you know who she's talking about?
Yes, I know because Steve told me.
Yeah.
That he was gonna look
obviously
into
have no clue.
Shay is going to be working in the warehouse where Grant works.
I
Don't
asked-
laugh at her. I'm proud of her.
No,
I asked-
I just don't take Shay as a warehouse person.
No,
No,
I didn't
no,
think so
for
either.
sure not.
I think it's one of those.
She
took the
said
job
she's
that
just
she was
organizing
offered.
stuff.
Yeah. Today she sent me.
She would be good at
When I
that.
can't repeat
she
what
would
she
be.
said.
She'd be very.
Yeah.
Did she start already?
No.
Jeez, Shay.
No,
How dare you?
No. It's not bad. It's just I'll tell you. I'll tell you guys after. But she was looking at steel toe boots, and she's like, "Who should I look like this summer?" And she sent me options, and you can draw conclusions to what these boots look like. They were hilarious.
Oh,
And then she like found some like cute like feminine ones. But I think she was just like, "What the heck am I getting myself into? I don't want to look like a man."
Well, I asked Steve last night. I was like, "Hey, you have any more positions?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Wow, all right, whatever."
well. Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm proud of her.
congrats to
Oh,
you,
no.
Shay. That's cool.
Yeah, and then he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh wait, we do have electrician jobs." I said, "Do you really think I would take an electrician job?"
I can see you being like the secretary. Like,
Oh, yeah.
organizing that kind of stuff.
I could totally do that, but no.
No.
Yeah, no.
No.
Well, keep your eyes open. I told you
Keep your eye.
where I'm working, they were hiring HR for a while, and you said no.
Yeah, no.
Could have hired you.
I cannot.
Who
I
wants
can't-
HR? Oh,
I
Yeah,
would have taken all my
cannot-
problems to you.
I can direct kids. I cannot direct adults.
I feel like it.
Who wants
I
to,
don't know.
who wants to
Probably
be
the
like
same
Toby?
thing.
Like, let's be honest.
Honestly, adults sometimes do act like kids, but
Yep.
Ha ha ha.
kids,
Ha, ha, ha.
I feel like listen
Good
better
one.
than adults do
Sometimes.
because they're more willing to learn.
They're
But
scared.
adults, yeah, they're scared because I'm taller than
They're in
them.
trouble.
But, yeah. But adults, like, they're like, "Who the heck are you? Don't tell me what to do."
You also have some people at workplaces that just have nicknames. You know, like there could be somebody there called the HR Nightmare.
Yeah.
Is
Have
that
you
you?
seen that meme that's
not
like? Have you seen the meme that's like?
Steve knows.
Overly specific nicknames got banned, and everyone's looking at Rat Snitch Brian, the Good Time Ruiner. Have you seen that? Have you seen
No.
that meme?
No.
It's so funny.
I don't know what that
I was
is.
like, that's so funny. Anyways, yeah, proud of Shay. She just took, she was trying for different jobs, and what she's going to school for, there's like nothing in this area.
Yeah.
So the very few places that she did apply to, they were,
So she's
gone
staying
or-
in this area.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she'll be home. She
Okay.
wasn't. I think like
Heck yeah.
about a month or so ago, she decided she's just gonna come home. Multiple reasons. One of them being like she really can't afford to move because if she would live down there, she would have to like pay for everything. But
Yeah.
not to get into Shay's business. Hey Shay, what's going on? Hopefully
She
you
doesn't listen anyway. We know
I
that.
don't listen.
Yeah, no.
But I feel bad. Anyways, yeah. So she was like, I'll just come home. She was applying to like cafes and everything like this, and it just nothing was
Cool.
working out. So I'm like, this will be good. You'll know people, or like the guys there will look out for you.
Yeah,
it's not
for
like she
sure.
doesn't know anybody, and she can ride with dad up there if he's going or whatever.
Yeah,
So-
that'd be nice.
That's
for
good.
her.
That's
Yeah.
good for her.
Proud
That'll
of
get
her.
her more like people experience. Like I know it's in a warehouse, but like
Yeah.
I don't know how much
It's
she's
not like a
worked
true
with people,
warehouse.
but well, it's warehouse. It's called a warehouse.
mean-
so
It's called a warehouse,
It's
but
like
it's
a garage. It's like a
Yeah,
glorified
it's
garage.
warehousey enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Garage enough.
It's just
whatever.
big
Now I,
garage.
can, now I can mess with it. I'll be like, Shay, where's my material? I need my material, Shay. Come on.
I think she'll do really good. She's very organized when given like the
Yeah.
opportunity to. Well, she's very organized otherwise. She just like she can look at something and be like, these need to go here and those need to go there, and she's given tasks.
I mean, that's sort of what she's going to college
kind
for.
of yeah, organizing and making sure things are in order, and
Yeah.
it's important for any job. It'll be a good resume builder for sure.
Yeah.
It's not exactly where I'm sure she didn't see herself working there, and we had joked, we're like, are you going to be like working in the field? But she's not.
That'd be hilarious.
She'd be like, you want me to climb up where?
Like, yeah, you're climbing up the ladder.
She'd be like,
Nice.
but I just got my nails done.
Like, here's cut-resistant gloves.
Nice.
She's
nice.
silly.
Nice.
I feel like
nice.
I'm more of a girly girl than she is in some
Really?
things. Yeah. sometimes. Excuse me, but
I could not have guessed that.
yeah, sometimes.
Because I would take Risa doing that job over Shay.
Yeah, true.
Oh.
Anyways, enough about Shay. Proud of you, Shay. That was all.
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah. Grant, you want to tell your story?
Sure.
We'll go out
Yeah.
of order a little bit.
Okay, fine. So last weekend I got a 4-wheeler.
Nice.
Traded my boat for it. So I made out pretty good.
Very nice.
It's a 1999. I'll have to show you a picture afterwards, or I can insert a picture.
Here.
I need a timestamp.
You gotta put the. Never mind.
Right here.
10:43. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna try and multitask, and Dennis is gonna say you can't
Let me just
multitask. Yeah. 10:43. 4-wheeler picture, please. Thank you. But yeah. So I got a fishing boat a couple years ago for free and a trailer for free. One of my twin from high school put in a group chat and said, "Anybody want a free boat?" And I messaged and I said, "Dude, I'll take it." So I went upstairs and said to my parents, I said, "Hey, I'm running into Walmart to meet so-and-so or to get something." I forget how I said it. But I was like, so then I took Dad's truck, came back, walked in the house. I said, "Hey, Dad, can you come out here quick?" He walks out and he's like, "What the world?"
I can hear that.
What?
I just found the Google Doc.
Very nice. Welcome to the club.
Good job.
Yeah, welcome to the club.
Oh my gosh.
But he's like, "What the world?" And I was like, "I got a free boat, Dad."
Oh my gosh.
So we pulled it off, and then I was like, "Yeah, there's a trailer. We'll have to go back and get it at some point." So we went and got the trailer. Blah 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 blah. Along the way, I got a free trolling motor out of it because Bass Pro's computer screwed up. So
There you go.
it was like, the best way to explain it was on the website, like on the online store, it said they had one, but in the system they had none. So it allowed me to order, and then it put it on back order.
Nice.
So then it didn't show up. So I called them like, "Hey, what the heck?" And then they looked into it and they're like, "Well, somehow for some reason the system lets you order, but we didn't have any, so it back ordered it. Blah 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 blah." I was like, "All right, cool, whatever." I got home that day. There's a motor in front of the garage door. So then I'm like, "Do they know that one's here at my house right now?" So my mom was like, "There's no way. No way they're sending you another one." Because they were like, "We'll have one at your house, next week, early next week." Sure enough, like Monday, Tuesday, another one shows up.
That's sick.
So when I returned the one, it said it's the wrong size. And I kept the other.
Decent.
Nice.
So, and then
Nice.
about like 2 years ago almost now, then I got like this motor from a guy, like a big 25 horsepower motor. And he was like, "I don't know if it runs. I think you just need to put gas to it, but I'm not going to charge you anything because I don't know if it runs. So in case it doesn't, I don't want to screw you over." And so I just finally got around to getting it running this year, which all it needed was a brand new solenoid to use the electric start for it.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Ran perfectly. So I updated the listing, and I had a message from a guy. He's like, "Would you trade for an ATV?" And I'm like, depends. Dude, this thing is mint. Garage kept under a tarp when
What
you
is
didn't
it?
ride it. It's a 1999 Polaris Sport 400 two-stroke.
That's why the colors look so sick.
Yeah, the colors are very you can definitely tell it's dated.
I mean, yeah, it's dated, but
But-
like the guy kept it really clean. Put new pistons in it, new tires on it. And of course, like when we had to go do the titles a couple weeks ago, my dad had to go because the trailer was in his name, and he was like, "Are you getting? I hope you're not getting ripped off." And I was like, "Did I not show you the picture?" He's like, "No, shouldn't be." He's like, "Holy crap!" So this is where the name of in the doc. He's like, "You're wheeling and dealing like Dave Ramsey."
He said
I was like,
that?
"Yeah."
That's
I was
so
like,
funny.
I was like, wait. I mean, sure, yeah. That's slowly roll there. Like, not quite.
That's
That's
good.
funny.
Wait, what do you mean, like Dave Ramsey?
I don't know, making smart moves with money, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, I mean,
But
we
I
didn't
mean,
really.
I
You didn't really
traded.
get any money.
No, I
But
didn't.
you still save money.
Yeah, I saved
He
money,
he
traded up.
uptraded. He
Oh
up-
yeah,
he
up traded
uptraded.
for sure.
Traded up traded,
Yeah.
whatever your lingo says.
Traded
I mean,
up,
the
up,
boat
up.
was really nice. I honestly am gonna miss it, but we didn't have anything to.
My dad has a boat. I'm sure you can ask him if you can borrow it.
Literally.
Just a paddle boat, doesn't have a motor.
I have
Yeah,
nothing
this
to
one
pull it
had a
with.
motor.
But like even
Yeah.
when I had my truck, like we went like once. No, we went
No,
twice.
we went 2 or 3 times, but I really liked it.
I mean, it was fun, but like I don't know. I just hardly had the time to do it. And it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
We should go kayaking.
yeah.
but
That
the people
You
that
want to go?
sure.
The people that got it. This was
had
also
fun.
very surprising. When we met, there was 3 of them that got out. It was the guy, his wife, and then this other dude. And I'm like, turns out they were deaf, and the interpreter was with them.
No
Never
way.
knew texting them.
Yeah.
And so what I think happened was because he was able to get some words out.
Mm-hmm.
So what I think happened is he lost his hearing at some point in his life. His wife didn't really say as much, hardly at all. So maybe she might have been born that way. Just guessing. But I'm thinking for him, he had it up to a certain age and then lost his hearing, probably young, because he was able to say like it's really fast. So.
It is really fast.
It is. Oh, it freaking rips. But
Well, it should.
when we were messaging, he's like, "Yeah, the reason I'm selling it is because my wife doesn't like riding in the back behind me. She wants to ride up next to me. So we're looking for a UTV." I was like, in my head, I was like, "That's a good problem to have. Your wife wants to be able to ride next to you, so you got to look for a UTV."
That's funny.
And then where they lived in the community, they complained that it was too loud. So that's another reason they had to get rid of it. But
Makes sense.
yeah,
It's a bummer.
Makes sense.
it works out for both of us. They were great people. So
They get a boat.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I get a 4-wheeler.
Quad.
Yeah.
Dirt cheap right there.
Heck yeah.
That's pretty small town, if you ask me.
The hesitation to say that.
Anyways, that's fun. That's fun.
Hashtag.
Yeah, brother.
And I feel like you guys are going to use that like
Yeah, we'll
daily
use
in
it a
the
lot.
summer. Yeah.
Daily.
Daily.
Yeah.
Get out there and get your mail.
It's just a little hard to like
run on
Yes.
back to the
start
house.
up, and I don't really know how to do it yet.
Kick that thing.
You'll
No, there's no
figure
kickstart,
it
electric
out.
start,
Oh.
or a pull
And
start.
at 99?
Dude, it also has the it's an
I must have paid
automatic,
a bunch.
but it's I don't know what the correct term is, but it's like, you know how like today's utility 4-wheelers, they have the thing where you just throw it into gear.
No, yeah.
This one has that. I know. That's why I was like, what?
Did he like?
I'm guessing because it's a Polaris. So it's
Make
like,
it
you know,
more
like
modern?
Yamaha, and then you have Polaris.
Right,
Because
but-
Polaris owns Yamaha, right?
Don't quote me on that. I think, but don't
I
quote me on
think
that.
so. I look at it as like, think of
I
it
don't
like
even
this:
know.
Polaris. Think of it like this:
I thought they
Lincoln
were
owns
motorcycle things.
Lincoln owns Ford. Lincoln's your luxury. Ford's is like your
Correct.
general. Polaris is your luxury. Yamaha's for your regulars.
Got it.
I think that's how it is, which explains probably the automatic transmission on a 1999. Just kind of like your car has all the bells and whistles that my 2016 truck had.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, this was in a 2010 car.
Nice. That's cool though. That's really neat.
Yeah, we're getting all these old things, but they have like all the bells and whistles in them.
Hey, blessings.
Dude,
mean,
yeah, I'm
whatever
taking
works.
it.
Better than you deserve.
Whatever
Got that right.
works.
If anybody even knows the difference. between-
I missed the.
I said they're doing better than they deserve.
I got it now.
Thank you. I knew you would.
Yeah.
I knew you
That
were
means-
listening.
That's
That's just
actually
what he.
not-
Dave Ramsey's
If you
like,
ask-
Oh,
Yeah. If someone's like, "How you doing?" He's like,
I'm better than I deserve.
"Yeah."
So
never heard
What he
that
always
before.
says.
I haven't either.
It's a good thing to tell yourself because you are always doing better than you deserve.
True.
But
Fun.
Well, we shouldn't even be alive, so.
So I guess you're doing better than you deserve.
Wow, okay.
What?
Why shouldn't you be alive? Do you need to talk about something? Or?
Huh?
I'm just
No,
kidding.
I'm just saying, like, because of everything that we've
No.
done, we shouldn't be alive. But because
Oh.
Jesus died on the cross,
Oh.
Then
we're
yeah.
alive.
but
Thank you guys for
this
listening.
is to me this is still the coolest thing talking about Yamaha, right?
Motor music.
So all
Motor music.
your pianos.
Can we put that up?
Oh,
on the
yeah,
screen?
yeah.
Can we put that up on the screen?
They're all
wait, let me look at all of
they're
them.
all by the exact same parent company, Yamaha. So
I
they
was
break down
wondering.
into all these boats, quads, ATVs, 4-wheelers, the pianos, all that type of stuff. It's a very unique business
That's
They are-
interesting.
in the whole realm. Yeah, so the logos.
So
always wondered about
Yamahas make 4-wheelers and
Saxophones.
Piano.
Correct.
Pianos, keyboards,
Yeah.
sound
Motor
equipment. Dude, they
music.
make everything.
It's
They really do.
guitars.
it's sort of the
insane.
coolest joint venture I think in the world.
so that's like
How
another
diverse they
company
are.
I know of,
The
Samsung.
logo difference is so
Samsung.
fascinating. Wait, can you put the picture in right here?
Right here.
Oh, I said
Okay.
it before you.
1941.
He's gonna put it in again right
And I'll here.
Oh my gosh. 1945.
I'll send you the link right now.
Not changing it.
But
Wow.
But yeah, no, it's identical, right? I mean, it's blue and red, but there's, I mean,
Yeah,
you can
it looks
see
like the emblem, like the M goes all the way to the bottom on the motors, and like the logo goes outside the circle to the edge of the
Yeah,
circle.
it's so weird.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love graphic design for that reason. It's so like,
You love what?
graphic design.
Oh.
Like things are so specific. Like, and you unless you like look into it, usually you have no clue that things
Yeah.
are made.
If they wouldn't have been
Like
like
that.
side by side like that,
Oh,
I
you
wouldn't
sent it?
know.
Oh.
You would never know.
Yeah.
But it looks identical, but because of trademarks, they
Okay.
made it a little bit different.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you ever
Makes
find
sense.
out if Polaris and Yamaha, or if Polaris owns Yamaha?
it
or
does
if they're
not
separate?
It does not look like it.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I know Polaris is like your higher end stuff though, typically.
Polaris owns somebody though.
Really? Awkward silence.
Indian motorcycle.
Ah, okay.
Indian motorcycle.
Yeah, see, I knew it was motorcycle something.
Yep.
Wow.
Indian motorcycle. Yep.
Way.
Slingshot. I think we all probably knew that. The slingshot vehicles, which are dumb in my opinion, but
What are those? Are they the ones with the two wheels in the front and the one in the back?
yes.
Oh, I thought they called those the spiders.
Well, maybe another company makes them under the
okay.
Spider name. I know those are slingshots though. So,
Okay, gotcha.
Wow.
anyway, dumb.
Great.
Wow.
Awesome.
Wow.
Next topic,
The least
please.
Yeah,
interesting
what is it?
topic.
Are we doing the ring or Cindy's hot take?
Yeah.
Sid's hot take.
Let's do the ring footage because then the hot take
Oh,
can
ring
go.
footage. I forgot about that.
You want to? Do the ring footage.
Okay. Are you
so-
gonna preface this?
Yeah,
Oh.
let's preface. So
Insert ring footage. Wait. Go ahead.
let me tell. He doesn't have to insert it because it's gonna. Anyways,
gonna pop up.
So when
sick.
was this? This would have been Friday, Saturday.
Sunday.
Not Sunday.
Monday.
Hold on, let me check.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
It was
Thursday.
Friday. It was Friday night
And that's
because I
the
saw you
days of the
Saturday,
week.
and I
Yeah.
could have told you then.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you guys for that informational segment. So Friday, I forget what I was doing. So it's been such a busy weekend. Oh,
Busy.
we'll get into Friday later. I joined a
Busy.
cult. Anyways, I got home late at night. I came home from my parents, and I got out of my car, and it's dark, and it's like 10 o'clock or 10:30 or whatever. And I go to walk up my stairs, and then there's like quite literally a tarantula like on my doorstep. It was probably like the size of my head, just like sitting there on the. Just kidding. It was like
It's a big
it
tarantula.
was like this big, and
Yeah,
it was
it's not
it was like a
size.
wolf spider.
Size of a $50.
I get the heebie-jeebies just thinking about the look of it. It was creepy. I hate spiders. I hate spiders. I will kill them if they're like smaller than my finger. Like you can, I'll kill them with my I'll kill them with my hand. I don't really care.
You can take a
Step
shotgun
on
to
him.
it?
No.
But if it looks like it could pick me up and carry me away, I'm not messing with it. Okay.
It's gotta be a big spider then.
Okay.
Like,
Like a big spider.
It was huge. Unfortunately, the only picture I have of it is blurry from the sidewalk because I wouldn't get up close to take a picture of it. And I don't want a picture of a spider on my phone. No, thank you. So I get out of my car and I'm like mindlessly like walk up the little sideways stretch, and then I get to like the first or second step and I see the huge little monster that it is. I see it. And I
Do you
like
see it?
backed. I saw it. I looked at it with my two big eyes, and it was like bigger. It was huge. So I back up. I was like, I don't know what to do. So I called Rishi. I almost said his name. I called Rishi, and I was like, hi. I was like, he's like, what do you need? Because I had just dropped him off at his house, and he's like, what do you need? And I was like, there's a spider. He goes, so like kill it and then go inside. And I said,
Yeah.
I said, no, you don't understand. There's a huge spider. He goes, oh, okay, I see. Yeah, kill it and go inside.
Go inside.
And I said, please, I don't just stay with me on the phone because I don't want it to like get me. He's like, what do you think it's gonna do? I said, run inside the house. So he's like, just use the back stairs. So I literally went out back, came in the garage, and went upstairs. And thank goodness Kayla was still awake. She was just about to get in the shower, and she's like, you caught me just in time. So I'm like, Kayla, there's a spider. She's like, kill it. I said, no, you don't understand. Thank goodness she is okay with bugs, sort of. I think she like held it together because I was not okay. If I would have been by myself, I would probably just slip in my car. Like I don't think I would have even dealt with it. Anyway, so then our ring footage caught us trying to kill it, and it's like 4 minutes long, so you might want to like.
Oh, I did. I already trimmed it down. It's like only 40 seconds.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I just like kind of
Sick.
skimmed through and
There's
found
some-
like a funny part.
Did you see like the very, very end of it?
No, I didn't go to the very, very end. It's like in the middle. Like you'll
It's
be
fine.
able to, you'll know what part this is.
You're good. Yeah, go for it.
What
Watch
the?
to see where it
I don't
goes.
see anything.
One. Fast. Two. Yeah. What else? I didn't see.
I'm inside the house right now.
I didn't see. Should I jump?
I didn't see.
He's.
What is
bring my
going
phone
on
so we
right
have
now?
the flashlight.
That's me jumping around.
Louise.
I was freaked out.
What? She guys never killed it.
No.
Like go down the.
So we just kept on looking for it. We never found it.
It's probably in your house.
No. She like swept it like to
Oh.
the left or whatever, like off
To the
towards
left.
the edge of the porch.
So it's probably in the grass.
It's probably in the grass because I went around to like look with like to see if it was there. Yeah, all like the stomping you heard was just me like.
Were you wearing boots?
Yeah. So that was you.
Oh.
I wish you had a view of what I was doing inside because
Yeah.
she's like, grab that shoe, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I put my boots on because I didn't want it to like run up my leg, and so that's why I ran outside and I had boots on. And
Wow.
yeah, it
That's
was
wild.
very, very scary. The thing was huge. It was huge. I don't even
So-
want to see a picture of it, but it was. Take my word for it.
So my question is this then:
What?
what is scarier, that or joining the cult?
So it's not a cult. It's just funny to say it like that because everyone I tell asks me.
It is a cult.
Is it a cult? Is it a cult?
It's probably a cult then.
It's not a cult. It's an order.
If it looks like a duck,
I don't.
quacks like a duck,
So it didn't quack.
probably a duck.
I mean, we wore the same outfit and there was
it
candle
looks
lights.
like a cult-
and, I'm kidding.
Sounds like a cult.
So
It's probably a cult.
you have no clue what I'm talking about, do you?
No clue.
Oh, okay. I thought you at least like had an idea of what this was. So it's not a cult. It's not. It's not. I promise. It's an order. It's called the Order of the Engineer.
We'll let the audience be the judge. Comment below.
Hey, can
gonna
we,
tell
can
you
we
guys
get
all
a
about it.
poll in the comments? Cult, not a cult?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if you can do that on YouTube. I'll have to figure that out. I don't know.
It's
Just
fine.
Comment
Just
if you can.
comment,
Yeah,
yeah.
comment.
I already got a name for the episode. All right, so it's called the Order of the Engineer, and I've been trying to join this since before I graduated, and mind you, I graduated in like 22, so it's been a few years, and I just kind of gave up on it because I didn't think that it was like worth it, and there was no way I was gonna get in like this late. So a friend of mine, Connor from church, Connor Stee's your neighbor.
Nice.
He joined it when he graduated last year. And he was like, hey, have you heard about this? You should join it. You should, see if you can find it. And I was like, oh my gosh, how did you do that? His school didn't recognize it, but he went to Pitt to join it. So what it is it's basically, it's kind of like a pinning ceremony for nurses, where you take a pledge to always be ethical and always do your best in your job. And to like treat people, the nurses do it, you do your best and whatever. Engineers take it and we promise. You done? And we promise to always be, ethical and be mindful of like, if you make a mistake, people could die. The history of it goes back to like the early like 1920s, when this bridge in Canada collapsed and people died. It was this huge thing, and the engineers on the job that built the bridge and like designed it, they were like, it was our mistake. Like we could have prevented this. And so as a reminder to themselves, they made rings out of the iron from the bridge that fell, and they wore these rings on their pinky finger, on their dominant hand, so that whenever they would sign off on a design or on a new project, it would drag and they would remember like, okay, am I doing my best? Is this like what it's supposed to be? Did we check everything? Did we cross our T's and dot our I's? Because I mean, one mistake, one bolt is in the wrong place and it could fall apart and people could die, and that's a huge thing. And so for engineers to do it, it's like, I'm going to make sure that, I double checked my work and that I'm keeping everything mindful, because if you're haphazard with things, then it can go south really fast. So yeah, back on Friday, I finally went and I joined the order and got my ring. It was very kind of scattered. The lady running it was a little frazzled. I don't know why. She just seemed kind of like, out, just whatever. She wasn't very organized. And you like raise your hand, you say the pledge, and then you go up and you put your hand through the big ring, and then she puts the ring on your finger, and then you shake her hand, and then you sign your paper and you get a certificate. So it does seem very cultish, but it's for good reasons.
All right. So what I got from the moral of that story was that Grant has his coins, Sydney has her ring. Danessa, I think you're up next.
What do you got?
Nothing.
I've got absolutely nothing, and I'm gonna keep it that way.
I don't achieve many things.
I don't have to do burpees if I don't have mine on. I will say that. You got your coin?
Dude, this isn't a cult. All right, stop it.
I think it's cool to be part of something like this. Connor actually saw me at church on Sunday then, and he was like, welcome. It's so glad to be, welcome to the order.
The order makes it even, I think, worse sound like a cult.
Yeah, it does.
Because I
don't know what else to say.
my initial things goes to Star Wars of all things, like Jedi Order, which is a cult.
I never really watched Star Wars, so.
But that's just where, when I hear order, like in that phrase, that's where it goes.
Sure.
It's
Harry
like,
Potter had
witchcraft.
something.
How dare you
Just
bring up
listen.
witchcraft?
Is that worse than
Dude.
cult?
Speaking of
Literally.
witchcraft, you probably didn't see this, but like, so I downloaded Facebook to keep up with the fires a little bit.
Yeah.
Because like ship community page compared to like the news, like I know people would post in there a lot more.
Hot take. Defund the DCNR.
Oh, we'll get
No,
there.
I'm-
We'll get to our hot takes
yeah.
later. Keep it to yourself for now.
But there's this lady in there, and she posted, I forget what day it was. She's like, as of 8 a.m., there are 732 Wiccans across the country casting spells for these wildfires. And I'm like, great, that's just what we need. Witchcraft over freaking Shippensburg. Who's let me put some water in here?
They're trying to
worry.
get back at us for holding Uprise every year, huh?
I guess, yeah.
Dude.
How dare you?
Ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work.
And then, of course, I was like, I'm going to read the comments. And it's the typical, there's the one person that's, stating their beliefs and they're a Christian. And, of course, it's like, oh, you're throwing your beliefs down our throats. How dare you? You're a hypocrite. It's like,
Well,
and
they're
that's
casting
typical.
spells over us.
Yeah.
So.
We're watching you.
Oh my
Our
gosh.
God will prevail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got that right.
Yeah, the
Boom.
fires are going out, so that is good.
Yeah.
They have them under control. So, and yeah, kind of best case scenario.
The
fire,
rains
I
came
guess.
down and the fires went out. Think that's wrong, but it
So
just sounds
the
good.
rain actually didn't put the fire out, but it helped contain it. And we
Yeah.
were just talking about this, so it's probably like way in the past. Hopefully, it's way over for you guys when you're listening.
I
to
did
this,
see the
but-
I did
like,
see the
wait,
craziest
what?
thing where there was a NOAA satellite that like gets cloud covers and all that stuff,
Oh, and it did.
and you could actually
I
see the
saw that.
smoke on the cloud
I saw
covers
that.
thing, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
did not see that.
Yeah. If I find it, I'll send it to you.
I
So what-
saw like a drone picture of the fires, and I told Cindy this. I was like, it looks like someone just like took one of those sparkler things
No.
and was like making things throughout the air, because that's what it looks
Yeah.
like from like high above. It just looks like
Yeah.
a word or something from the fires.
Yeah.
So why do you say defund DCNR?
No, I mean, they could have. I'm just gonna.
Did you hear how it supposedly started?
Supposedly
I've heard
arson.
so many different
Supposedly
things.
lodging the logging
haven't heard
company up
anything.
there.
That's what I heard.
It was a controlled burn that got out of control.
I heard it was arson. I heard it was
What's
a controlled
arson?
burn that got out of control.
That-
Somebody
That's
started
the
it on
other one.
purpose.
Oh,
I heard it was
There- there's two
the logging
fires.
companies.
Yes.
There's Michaud, then there's King's Gap. King's Gap's the
Oh,
controlled
okay.
burn that got out of control,
Got
but
it.
they got that one.
oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, that one's not as bad.
That one's more contained
Defund DCNR.
than the other one, right?
No, DCNR, it's pretty stupid. Like, there was a logging company up there working,
Mm-hmm.
and they were allowed to come in and cut timber, but DCNR's like, sorry, you can't haul us out until May when the frost is off, so you don't damage the roads. So you have all those dead trees up there that are now dry and everything.
Bang.
Hey, let's do a controlled burn right at turkey season. They've done that before,
There's
too.
turkey-
Maybe you should not do a controlled burn when it hasn't rained.
Oh, wow.
makes sense, too.
That makes too much sense, Vanessa.
I know.
I
What
do
the
agree
heck?
with controlled burns. Like, I don't have a problem with them because it does help.
That would have prevented
yeah, it
this
helps a lot.
LA wildfires.
Yeah, like,
Gavin Newsom.
but you got to do them at the right times.
So-
Oh, way to shout it out. Yeah, but like common sense, people.
I was really watching though because we had someone Vanessa and I really know that
Had to evacuate.
their house was like, it was like getting really questionable. And I was kind of like, all right, if houses actually get taken, I was like, here's where we'll find out if it was the government. Because just like down
Yeah,
in
I was
North
gonna
Carolina,
say-
they're like, oh, now this area is unsafe. Just like Maui. This place is unsafe to live now. You can't come back and rebuild.
No, I
if
think-
that would have started happening, I'd be like, well,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
This
Go ahead.
Damon's
So-
gonna give us a message here on the whiteboard. Yeah, I mean, I heard no property damage was done. Nobody like lost their lives, and it was like I said, best case scenario.
Yeah, really glad.
per se. Hopefully, by the time this comes out, it's all over. As of right now, this is like it's almost been a week now. It was like what, last Tuesday?
It was
The
Wednesday.
22nd.
Yeah, as of we're recording, it's been almost a week.
Yeah, and so.
Yep, got that right.
Anyways, yeah. As of right now, it's like the one is like 90% contained.
Which
The other
is-
one's almost
yeah.
50. So we're doing good.
Well, so this was like back. This was back when Grant wasn't home. He was still at Texas. I don't know if I told this story or not.
Nope.
I might have just told you. But I like needed to burn the trash, and we have a burning barrel. But during that time, there was also like a burn ban, even though it wasn't technically a burn
And
ban.
you burned, right?
But I burned.
Yeah.
And but
take that, government.
You can't tell me what to do
You
with my
can't tell me what
property.
to do.
Got Smokey the Bear.
don't come for me. But I was
Yeah, come for me.
I was so paranoid, and so I like watched it the entire time. And of course, it was like I had like 2 big trash bags, so like it took a long time, and I had somewhere to get to. So I was like, this is taking forever. So I was burning them. Then the fire got like really, really big in the burning barrel, and so I got really, really scared. So then I ran inside, and I got Grant's
unattended.
big like water jug. I filled it with water, and I brought it out. And my neighbors were home, and I was like, they probably think I'm an idiot.
Nah.
But
They
then,
think a lot of things.
No, I got really, really scared because when the fire did come out of the burning barrel, it like went under it because it was like propped up a little bit. It went under it, and then it started catching some of like the grass right there on fire. I was like, crap. So then I took a shovel and I was like beating that out because I was just so paranoid. And so I got that out, and then it was still burning a lot in the burning barrel. I was like, oh, crap. Do. So then I had to go somewhere, and it was still burning, and I was like, I'm not leaving this. Like, I'm not leaving it. So I probably shouldn't have done this, but I got like his water jug, filled it with water, and I dumped it on the fire.
Yeah.
But then all the freaking smoke and the ash.
Well, yeah, because you put water on it, but
Yeah.
cut it off. Yeah.
And then it got it out, but it was just a lot of smoke. And then I did keep seeing like some sparks at the bottom. So I was like, crap. So then I took the shovel and I beat it out because I was like, I'm not letting anything catch on fire.
Yeah, just
And yeah, because I was like running late on time, so I was like, I just have to put this out because it took forever to burn.
yeah.
So I was like, I'm making sure this is safe, and it was. But I really just needed to watch it.
Yeah, somebody was responsible.
Yep. Boom.
And what we learned from this was that Grant should not go to Texas anymore.
Well,
No.
even when he burns it, like he stands out there and watches it.
That depends.
Well,
It really does
he's
depend.
probably more brave than I am, but I was like,
Yep.
I'm not burning the house down by myself. Like, I will make Grant do that. Not really, but like,
Got him.
I didn't want anything to happen while he was gone. So
Interesting.
Nice.
yeah.
Oh, do you have a song hot take too? I know we were on hot takes there.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
We like kind of kicked the temperature up there with the fires and all that stuff. You know? Hot.
Oh wait,
So-
that was good.
Yeah, good one. So this almost came up last week because we talked about this 2 weeks ago. But there was a song that we had talked about on the episode,
Okay.
and I had said that I had just found it, like just realized that, like,
Really?
oh, this is such a good song. And
song
I was
is it?
listening
Now you hate
to
it.
it the other day,
Oh.
and I don't hate it. I think it's still good, but I realized it's not a worship song.
Oh.
Oh.
But I went to this one church that we were talking about earlier, not on the podcast, and they sing it like every week.
Yeah.
And I don't want to like crap on the song because it's a good song, but it's only about me. It's like literally only about me, and never in the song did they say God or Jesus or anything about praising him. So the song is Made for More by Josh Baldwin. And it's about like it's a good song in the sense that you should believe it about yourself and that you should say it to yourself. But But I don't think it's a good song in the sense that it should be played in church and that you should like raise your hands worship to it.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know the song,
Okay.
so I would have to see the lyrics just for
Yeah, look up the lyrics.
contextual purposes before I made a judgment on that, which is probably terrible because I know you guys wanted me to pop off on this and
No,
just
no,
go
you're
somewhere.
fine.
But
That's a reasonable.
The course goes, I wasn't made to be tending a grave.
It's about, you know, Jesus, obviously, but it never even says his name. It never says, it doesn't say God or Jesus. It doesn't say about like this,
the
just
cross.
says you. So the first verse says, I know who I am because I know who you are. The cross of salvation was only the start. Now I'm chosen, free and forgiven. I have a future and it's worth the living. So it's like, oh, I know my future is great. I know my life is great because I have you. But like, you know, I am this, I am this, I am this. And then it's like, I wasn't made to be tending a grave. I was called by name, born and raised back to life. I was made for more. So
from what I've heard,
yeah.
and from what I read there, it's more of a Christian song, not a worship song, is what I would take it more
Sure.
as. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of with you, not necessarily sure that should be playing in church. I don't think it's necessarily a worship song giving praise. It's more of a Christian song to help those who maybe don't understand or need a little bit more connection to help in that regard.
I didn't
Yeah.
even think of that.
Because I think it's two different things, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even
No,
think
yeah.
about a worship song versus just like a regular Christian song.
I
I know like songs on the radio, like not all of them are played in church, but like I get what you're saying. Like it's a Christian song.
Take Switch for example. We
Yeah.
were made for so much more, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's not a worship song. That's not something that should be probably played in church, right? But it's a great Christian song. It's a great song,
Yeah.
right? Like there's things like that. You know, I would. That's kind of where I would probably codify that. And knowing that it's, and this is nothing against Josh Baldwin because I do think he's a good singer, but I put him a little bit more in the Christian aspect type thing, not necessarily the worship type thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But although he does have some music that is worship, so it 6 1 half dozen the other. But
yeah.
I had his nephew in class.
yeah,
Josh Baldwin.
That's crazy.
Claim to fame.
is it the?
That's a claim to fame.
Yeah. It's my
I know.
second
I know.
nephew.
I don't know if it's his brother or it's his sister. I don't know, but I know the family from church because they sit right in front of us every week, and
Wow.
the
so
kids-
you're even closer to him than I am. Wow.
the kids are interesting.
Did they sing his song?
Get him on the pod.
In your
Not
church?
that I'm aware of. I don't know.
No, I mean I've always heard like this isn't a worship song, and I'm always like, what's the point? It's a Christian song. You can sing it in church. But like until I was like listening to the lyrics, I was like, there's nowhere in there that's giving praise to God. It's just saying I'm great because I have you, and I'm like, sure, like,
Which is right, and it's
right, and you should be
but-
like you should take pride in your faith, and you should affirm yourself and tell yourself like I have these things, you know,
Because of Jesus.
right?
Yeah.
Confess over yourself.
But does this song truly worship God?
Right.
I don't think so, and that's where I put it in the Christian caveat, not the worship caveat.
Yeah.
Same thing goes for like, now I'm gonna say this, take it with a grain of salt because I haven't done my research, but like hard fought hallelujah, which
Yes.
is like not exactly.
And again, hold on, real quick. We're all big Brandon Lake fans here.
Oh,
So this is
absolutely.
nothing against Brandon Lake.
No.
And that's nothing against Josh Baldwin, because I think we're all Josh Baldwin fans too.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I would agree, though.
Right. Like there's songs that's like, oh, we're singing worship on live TV. And I'm like, no, we're not. We're singing a Christian
That's
song.
a Christian song.
And which is good.
Great.
But
Yeah.
you can't call
Yeah.
that worship because it's not like
Right.
there's no adoration going to God.
No.
It's just saying things that are true.
Amazing Grace.
Sure.
That's a worship song.
Sure. I'm going to
Apparently,
look up.
Brandon Lake was at Stagecoach this past, or whenever Stagecoach was. It's like, do you know what that is?
No.
Okay, it's like a festival in California. A lot of like famous people go to it apparently.
sure.
And Brandon Lake performed "Hard Fought Hallelujah" with Jelly Roll, and
I thought that was American Idol.
That's what I
that was
thought it
also American Idol.
Oh, okay.
They also performed in American Idol
'Cause I saw
they
the
were
video,
performing a
but-
lot of places like
Nice.
with them.
Sure.
sorry.
But apparently he got to like Brandon Lake. This is what he said. He got to like witness to like some of the artists there because most of the artists there are not
Probably.
best. They're kind of like really bad artist, but
Is it kind of like a Coachella scene almost?
sort
Yeah.
of.
That's kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
But it's
sort
still
of.
country.
But like
But hey,
Ann Wilson,
great mission field, great mission
Ann
field.
Wilson performed there as well. Yeah, Ann Wilson performed there as well. So it's not like it's
To-
not
to his-
as bad as Coachella.
Yeah, to
I
his
feel
point though, it's great mission field though.
Yeah, yeah. I just like when he does sing with Jelly Roll. Like I guess he catches like Jelly Roll's audiences as well, which is good because then they're hearing that music. But then I feel like they're not taking it the same way as like Christians hearing it would take it.
Right. Right.
So then it's like
well, that's where like Christian songs reach people. Christian songs
Right.
can like
Correct.
they
Planting
can
the
teach
seed.
the gospel. They
Yeah.
can spread the news.
Which I think that does a very good job of doing.
Sure,
But
that's great.
it's not direct worship to God.
No,
so
Right.
You can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
It's
I mean,
more
you
telling
gotta
a
start-
story.
yeah.
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 It's like you could look at it. I don't know if this is the right way to say it, but you could almost look at it as like the gateway drug. If you know what I
Sure.
mean, like a Christian song. Someone hears a Christian song that's not worship, and they're like,
Okay, I see what you're saying.
"Oh!" And then
Yep.
they go down this path, and then they get into the worship songs, and
Gotcha.
then from
Yeah.
there,
Gotcha. Yeah.
it's like you
Yep.
know,
Yeah.
Because I know some artists, you're like, oh, this is a Christian artist, like this is a Christian band.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, oh, I didn't even know. You wouldn't know, but you wouldn't think that they're not Christian
Right.
songs. Like
Skillet.
I heard someone say the Killers is a Christian band.
Don't know.
Is
Never even heard
is
of them.
Christians who have a band,
Oh,
which
that's
Who
different.
named it the Killers of all things?
well, yeah, but I don't know where I heard that. I heard that though that they were
The Killers could be a good. It could be the killer of like something bad though.
is,
I think of
Killer.
The
of-
Killers of Satan.
Yeah.
Boom.
is the Killers a Christian rock band? It says no. So listen. However, the
Never
band's
mind.
music does not overly preach or promote Christian doctrines. Their music often touches on the themes of faith and religion, but it's
He's
more
a
about
member
exploring
of the Church
themes.
of the Latter-day Saints.
Yeah, Brandon
there you go.
Brandon
Different.
Flowers is a member of the Church of Latter-day Saints,
That's
which happens
what
to be
I
the lead
just
singer.
Said.
I know. I was just reiterating.
Anyways, some songs like I think of. I mean, I listen to them all the time. But Gable Price and Friends is very like if you were to listen to them and you weren't a Christian, you're like, oh, okay, good rock music. But then if you're like, oh, okay, like this song is about salvation or this song is about what's so funny?
It's kind of like Fox Royale, isn't it?
It's nothing like Fox Royale.
There's so many bands like Switchfoot. I feel like is one of those like people listen to Switchfoot all the time. People listen to Skillet all the time.
Yep.
Even especially people who aren't Christians. I remember
I worked with a guy who listened
This
to
was-
Skillet.
Nice.
like two years ago, I guess, when we were at Uprise, not working it 2 years ago. I was talking to a guy I worked with, and I was like, yeah, I was going to this thing, and he's like, oh, I've never heard of that. And he's like, who are some of the bands? I was like, oh, Skillet. He goes, I saw them at a whoever else concert, and it was like this really, really heavy like
wow.
rock band. And I was like, yeah, no. He's like, I know they're Christians, and I was like,
Yep.
yeah,
That's what their
wouldn't
songs
you-
are?
Yeah, wouldn't you think? But yeah, I mean, music reaches people.
Yep.
It wasn't until like college that I realized there is like, you think, oh, okay, I'm a Christian. I really shouldn't listen to this kind of, I shouldn't listen to rap. I shouldn't listen to country. I shouldn't listen to, you're like, I want to keep it to just Christian music. But there is Christian music in any genre.
Yeah.
And like you can just
Yeah.
take that and just get your taste. Because
Yep.
like for a long time, Christian music got a bad rap because it was like Amazing Grace and it was hymns and it was just that and it was cheesy.
And there ain't nothing wrong with that though.
No, there was a lot of cheesy
Yeah.
Christian music in the 90s, and then it became more popular in the 2000s, and now it's like, yeah.
All right. That's it. That's the hot take.
Thanks for the hot take.
Boom.
Thanks for running that with me.
Yeah.
I even think of Forrest Frank too, the way he's popping off and
Heck yeah.
collabing
Yeah.
with people.
Pop it off.
Oh.
Love that.
All the collabs that have been going on. That was another hot take I had.
Oh. Save it for the next episode.
No, I'll just kind of say
Might
it.
as well.
It's not that big of a deal. I'm kind of like
Certain collabs with certain artists.
getting
Yeah.
off the Forrest Frank train. Like,
Ooh.
because his music isn't music. It's just electronic noises. There's no like music
his
to
voice.
it.
Some of it.
He does rap though. That's what he
So-
does.
Can I
Sure,
just
but
say-
it's not like instrumental music.
Listen.
It's just a different type of music.
Anyone
I
can
was-
make the beats.
It's just
though.
a different type of music.
Sure, but it's not my taste. That's why I'm saying like I don't know.
Oh,
what I'm saying.
he's hitting that now.
All I'm going to say is this. I was so hyped when I heard that JP Pukluda, JP, and him came out with the song together.
What?
Oh,
Did
yeah,
he
yeah.
sing?
Not a song.
No, it's not.
It is not a song.
What is it
JP
called?
It's JP
Child of God.
preaching, and then
Oh, then him.
Yeah.
And more him.
I've had I did hear that one.
it's like,
Was that?
But I wouldn't call that a song.
but it's on the album.
Who was it that told me? Maybe it was I was listening to the Becoming Something podcast. But
Great podcast.
He said, yeah, Forrest asked me to make or to, give this kind of sermon thing. So I was in my car and I did this little sample and I thought, I'll send this to him and see if it's what he wants me to do. And that's the exact thing he used, the clip that he used in
cool.
the song. Wow. Yeah, just off a whim.
That's cool.
JP went on this whole thing. So
Holy Spirit working.
yeah, definitely. But yeah,
Alright, sick.
not that I don't like his music, but it's kind of they all sound the same because he can just make them in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
So.
that's fair. That's fair.
hot take, sorry.
All right. It's that
Playing a
time.
game.
It's game time.
What time is it?
Game time.
Can we that not
All right,
be
so-
our intro to the game?
Well, it is, and it's happening. All right, so we got 5 trivia questions of all genres. We want you to play at home in the comments. Let us know how many you got right.
Or in
I'd
the
be
car,
curious.
or at work, wherever you're at.
We do have a tiebreaker question if need be on standby.
Is one of the questions the last time the Steelers actually had a good draft?
Wow, it is not. But man,
Definitely not gonna
I
get
am
that
so happy with the Colts draft.
I'm
We
not.
got our franchise quarterback in Tyler Warren.
Who's the franchise quarterback?
Nah, that's a joke. You got to know. You got to be a Penn State fan and a Colts fan to understand that one. But
I don't think I'm going to watch a single Steelers game this year if we sign Father Time or retirement home, whichever you want to call him.
whoa,
Who's
Whoa,
that?
he can still ball out.
No, he can't, dude.
Who's that?
He
He
can
should
win-
be. He's in a
he can-
wheelchair.
He can win you a Super Bowl.
No, he
Who the heck is
can't.
that?
Aaron Rodgers.
What has he done in the last 3 years?
He can win you a Super Bowl.
Aaron
No.
Rodgers is
Okay.
in a wheelchair.
I know. He's just making stuff up. All right.
Metaphorically.
So question number 1. So this is all random, and it's all going to be open-ended. And I think
I love this.
I think I'm going to award it to the person who's closest on some of these. So
Okay.
it will be interesting to see.
So is only one of us the winner?
One of you will be the winner. Now, if you both get it, if you guys all 3 get the same answer and it's all right, then I'll give you all points.
Oh, okay.
But if none of you have the right answer, it will be kind of closest to on some of them.
Okay.
So, first answer. Yeah.
First answer.
First answer
Jeopardy style.
Purple gray.
is 4. No,
That's blue.
that's blue. First question
Thank
is
you.
this, and this is general. This is wide open trivia question. Play at home.
Spaces.
How many people are in the world? Question number 1. How many people are in the
10
world?
million and 7. Vanessa's not laughing.
How many people are in the world? I'll give you a hint. It's over 1 billion, folks. So don't say anything less than 1 billion. All right. It's over 1 billion.
Thank you.
All right. Question number 2. We ready?
Oh, we're
wait,
going
what?
down this?
That was number 1.
Oh,
Hold
so I
on.
have to put. Wait.
Let me
Oh.
Oh, do you want to do this together?
How specific
I thought we
do
were
you want
doing
these
like
to
one at
be?
a time.
Yeah, that's
Now,
what I thought.
I'm gonna take a wide range for this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna take like a plus or minus 500 mil. I think on this one. So
So we can do like
Oh,
X
no.
point X
no, I need a number.
down to the first place.
no, just a number.
Do you need a decimal or
If you want to put a decimal, you can put a decimal. I'm not gonna be that difficult.
How
though.
many decimal
I'm a
places
judge.
are we going to? Are we going to the million?
I'm not gonna be that difficult of a judge.
I
All
feel
right.
like I'm way high, but I feel like I'm not at the same time.
Okay. Does everyone have an answer down for number 1?
Yes.
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 Wait,
Number
let me count my zeros.
2.
Just kidding.
Number 2 is this. Now, this is a good question because this Saturday will be the Kentucky Derby.
Like this Saturday, as in when we're recording this Saturday. Or
May
Just say the
3rd.
date.
May 3rd.
Oh, man. 2
Saturday,
days ago.
May 3rd. 2 days ago after this is let out.
I'll miss it.
So,
Oh well.
in what year was the first Kentucky Derby? In what
Can I use
year?
a calculator?
You
Oh,
can.
The first Kentucky Derby.
What year was the first Kentucky Derby? So here's the thing. If you,
Oh wait, what year? How many years?
I'll tell you what. Here, we'll add something for the folks.
Oh no.
If you can give me the year, give me the year. If you can give me what year this is. So, for example, this is the 3rd running of the Kentucky Derby.
Oh,
Oh,
I was looking for the original year. Like, okay, it started in 2020, right? And this would be the 5th year. I was looking for something like that.
okay.
So if
So
you
you
can
either
think,
just need the year, or you just need the
Right, because
So many. Okay.
the math lines up. What year
Okay.
or what running of the Kentucky Derby is it?
I have zero.
I
Reference
think I'm
to
going to
go
be
off
way
of.
off because I feel like it's been going on a lot longer than what it actually is.
So that's the fun in this. It's all over the place, folks. It's all over the place. It's the fun. It's trivia. You don't know what I'm going to ask next. Now, I will say number 3 is a softball for everyone. I didn't want to throw a softball in
I
here.
don't know softball.
So yeah,
Bruh.
Sorry.
it's a softball question. It's an easy one. So are we ready for number 3?
Yeah.
And this should take like 3 seconds. So like once I'm done reading, I'm going to just start reading number 4.
Okay.
This is a childhood favorite of mine. Is one of the all-time greatest country singers. Sang songs such as "The Thunder Rolls" and "If Tomorrow Never Comes." One of my childhood favorites. One of the greatest country singers of all time. Singer and songwriter of "The Thunder Rolls" and "If Tomorrow Never Comes." This was supposed to be an easy one, Danessa. I'm sorry. So
The
that
song's in my head.
One.
if tomorrow never
No, I know Thunder
comes,
Rolls.
The thunder
There's some-
rolls.
wait, say that again.
The thunder rolls.
No. If tomorrow never comes.
If tomorrow never comes.
I know his voice.
Well, it's not
Sorry,
my voice,
Sydney,
that's for
it's a
sure.
guy.
No, it's okay. I knew it was a guy.
Wait, what other song?
Couldn't tell you.
What other song does he sing?
The thunder rolls. And the lightning
What other
strikes.
song?
Bow, bow, bow.
Is he a 2-hit wonder?
No. Oh, no.
How
Mom,
dare you say that?
Papa loved Mama.
Nearly all is laugh.
Can we get another song?
I mean,
Help a girl
I
out.
think I'm done.
I don't
I
know.
got it.
I have zero clue.
Girl.
I'm telling you, I don't have any clue.
Just say a famous
No,
country singer.
I'm not writing down anybody if I don't know exactly who it is because you guys are gonna laugh at me.
Okay.
I'd rather not have an
Watch
answer
you
than
say
have a
like
wrong
Kane
answer.
Brown.
I'm in love with the boy.
Huh?
That's a hint without a hint.
There is a hint without a hint, but not I'm. It's she's in love with the boy.
I was saying it from her tense. You're right. She's in love with the boy.
That's
Yeah.
a lady.
But it's never mind. I was talking about who the boy is, but never mind. Jeez Louise.
Okay.
Okay, you know what? You don't get it. It's fine.
Okay, that's okay. I
It's
put down
fine.
question marks.
So number 4. Number 4. Now, so we were just in Nashville. We were just in country music. Now we go to Athens, Greece. What meat sandwich gets its name from the Greek word for turning? What meat sandwich gets its name from the Greek word turning? That's right,
Turning?
folks. Turning. Yeah. It's not a turnover, folks. It's not an apple turnover. It's not. It's Greek. Just so you know. Just so you're aware. All right. Are we ready? Can we keep moving?
Yes. I just guessed.
Number 5 should also be an easy one. There's a 2-part answer. So you can get 5A, 5B. Okay? The first part of 5A is what is the last book in the Old Testament? The last book in the Old Testament. And then part B is what is the last book in the New Testament? So I need the last book in the Old and the last book in the New Testament.
Spelling count.
No.
What? It should.
Spelling does not count. So
How many questions are there?
there's 5. That's the 5.
That's it.
And I've got my tiebreaker over here if need be. And it's also a Bible question. And it's also, it's a lot more difficult. You got to kind of know your Bible for that one, I think. So we'll see. Everyone at home, let us know how many you got. Did you get 6 right? Because there's technically 2 in the last one. Did you get 5, 4, 3? Did you get both the name? And by the way, if you Googled, shame on you. Shame on you if you Googled and ruined the game.
No cheating.
All right, so question number 1. How many people are in the world? What do we got for answers?
I put 10.7 billion.
10.7 billion.
Holy cow!
I put 47 billion.
I'll take my points right now. I put 8.124 billion.
I was looking for 8 billion because it's 8.1 is the actual.
I've heard 8, but I feel like I've heard 8 since like 2020.
I've heard
2021.
47 something.
47.
I maybe heard like 47 million. I don't know.
They're both wrong.
Wrong.
Maybe in America, 47 million.
No,
That's not
there's
even
like
true.
300 some
There's
million.
like 3 million.
300 some million.
Yeah. That's what
Definitely not 3.
My bad. Whatever.
All right, so Sydney gets question one.
Yeah.
Question number 2. This will be interesting to see what you guys came up with. Kentucky Derby.
I know I got this wrong.
What year was the first year of the running of the Kentucky Derby?
I said 1872.
Okay.
I said 78 years.
78 years, okay.
1921.
I got to be honest. I'm impressed.
Really?
I'm impressed.
What did I-
This will be the 151st running of the Kentucky
dang
Derby,
it.
I was 100 years off.
which dates back to 1875. So
What'd
you're
you
3
say?
years off.
1872.
Dang.
So
Nice.
3 years off. That's impressive. So Sydney's with the early 2-0 lead.
Yeah.
Now, this was supposed to help some people, and I don't know if it did. This childhood favorite of mine is one of the greatest country singers of all time. Thunder rolls, if tomorrow never comes.
I said George Strait.
Oh, no.
My.
This is why I didn't write down anything.
Hey, I was close.
I was...
No, you weren't.
I thought
This is why
I thought
I didn't write
calling
down
like I
anything.
wanted
I
to
was
say
close.
calling Baton Rouge, but I just thought that would give it away.
Yeah, it would have.
That's why I didn't use that one. She's in love with the boy is Trisha Yearwood, who is married to Garth Brooks. So
That's
that
what I
was
wrote.
Oh.
you got Garth Brooks, right? Yeah, you had Garth
And I wrote
Brooks
that.
married to Trisha Yearwood.
I knew that they were married, but I didn't know
Hey.
that's
So,
what you were
guys,
getting at.
2,
Hey, guys, please.
0.
Please don't tell Rishi.
1.
Bruh,
Don't
I'm
tell
going to
him.
tell him to
Oh,
listen
he's
to
gonna
it.
find out.
You should have been here. Should have been here.
Dang it. I drew a smiley face
I
and
saw
some
Garth
flowers.
Now here's
I saw Garth and Trisha Yearwood at the Grand Ole Opry.
Now here is where things get real. Here's where things get real interesting because we got a 2-1 game.
Dang, I'm going to get 0 points.
I'm
What?
not super confident with the first part of
Well,
5,
you-
but anyways.
What meat sandwich gets its name from the Greek word for turning?
I probably won't get this one.
I'm gonna go last.
Okay.
No, ladies first.
No.
No,
I
we,
went first the
we'll
one
go,
because I think
we'll go
you're right.
0, 1, 2. So
Okay.
since you have 0 points, what do you have?
Pastrami.
Pastrami. That's not right.
I put gyro.
Okay, gyro.
I also put gyro.
Gyro is correct.
Oh, okay.
That is
Gyroscopic.
correct.
I was thinking.
I put gyro with a question mark. I was like, gyro?
You kept on saying Greek.
Greek.
And that's the only Greek sandwich I know. So
I don't know any.
I didn't know it was Greek. I
That
just
is really
guessed.
it.
Gyro.
I only like USA food.
All right.
America!
so great.
Hence my sweatshirt, USA.
So, if there's anyone 4 for 4 in the comments, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear it. And again, it's close. So, like, if you had like 7.5
If you
billion,
beat me-
8.5 billion, that's going to count for
if
number
you
one.
beat me in either of them,
If you were in 10 years of number 2, I'm going to give it to you.
okay.
Number 3, straightforward. Number 4, straightforward. Number 5. What is the last book in the Old Testament? That
I'm
was
afraid.
part A.
I'm really afraid I fumbled this.
Okay.
But I said Malachi.
Okay.
Habakkuk.
Okay.
I said Micah.
It's Malachi.
Dang it.
Dang.
It is Malachi.
I was thinking Micah. I was
Isn't
between
Habakkuk
the two.
the next to last?
It's one of the last. I believe it's the third last. Because you get I want to say Obadiah, but that's not right.
Obadiah. You mean Jebediah? Jedediah?
No.
That's not a book of the Bible.
Oh boy.
I just rambled off some
Now
Amish
I'm
names, sorry.
no, I'm struggling.
Because we did a study on Malachi.
Haggai,
Oh, Haggai.
We did a study on Malachi at the porch.
Zechariah,
Zechariah.
Zephaniah.
Zephaniah.
Wait, I have a bonus answer, but I'm afraid
Whoa.
Okay.
Real quick.
Okay.
Part 2 of that was last book in the New Testament.
Revelation.
Revelations. Everyone got that one. Congratulations. Y'all got one.
Yay!
One correct.
So you went
5 points.
5 for 6. You went 4 for 6.
No.
No?
He got 3.
3.
No.
You got 4.
How did I
he
get
got
4?
3. No,
You got-
because he didn't get the first part of 5.
Oh, that's right.
He got 3, 4, and
That's right.
Yeah, I
5B.
freaking sucked.
Okay. What were you going to say? You were going to say something about you had
There's 400 years of silence between Malachi and Matthew.
correct.
Was that
I
your
did know that,
bonus
actually.
question? Yeah.
No, my bonus question was this because I think it's a fun bonus question. And it'll get us in a little bit into this, and y'all can play as a team.
Bonus.
Who replaced Judas as the 12th disciple?
Dang.
Look, it refers to Acts chapter 1, verses 15 to 26.
I know this.
You guys can work as a team. You're all together. Who replaced Judas as the 12th? Because obviously Judas hung himself after turning in Jesus. all that good jazz that happened. Not that it was good, but it was good.
No,
Are you sure?
I don't think.
Do
so
we know?
who replaced?
Did you see my answer?
No, Judas as the 12th disciple. Acts 1:15-26 is where this occurs. It'll be interesting to hear.
That's what I was thinking.
I have two
But
answers.
I have a feeling that's
but I
not
wrote that.
correct.
Two answers. Now here's
Well, I had two that I just
so
showed them.
whoa. Here's the interesting thing, because it was down to two people, and they chose this person over the other. So if you get both, I will be
No, he
No,
already
he's
was.
already won.
extremely
Wait,
impressed. I don't know. I'd be extremely impressed.
No.
No.
All right. Well, we need
He
an
was-
answer because the people are waiting
He
here.
was not. Okay, so the answers that have been thrown out
Okay.
have been Mary Magdalene.
No, because whether you like it or not, she was a female, so she wasn't actually
Yeah.
part of
Fair
the.
enough.
Even though she was a
But
follower and a disciple, she was not one of the 12. If that
Okay,
makes sense.
That's what I thought, but I didn't know if they like considered her part.
No.
I didn't know if it was a trick question. Anyways,
It's not.
then the second answer I gave was John, his brother, because he was a hater for all of Jesus' life.
Okay, so you're talking actual half brother John
Yeah.
of Jesus. Great guess. No.
Another answer was Paul, but I don't think Paul.
Paul never actually became one of the 12.
No.
Can you give us a hint?
what's the name start with?
Sounds like Matthew. Matthias.
So that doesn't sound like Matthew at all, but
No, it doesn't.
how did you get that from Matthew?
Because my little cousin is named Matthias.
Matthias.
Oh.
Actually, your second cousin.
So if you read Acts 1-15-26, it's Matthias, excuse me, Matthias.
Mathis.
You got me that. I was thinking Joseph, also known as Barnabas, also known as Justus, and Matthias. And the weird thing is it says
Girl,
that
that's not nice.
it says that they go pray, and then they cast lots, which is the kind of the funniest thing because you're not supposed to cast lots, but they do over who's going to be the 12th
There's a
replacement.
lot of gambling in the Bible.
It's just funny.
They were
No.
either gambling or
I'm-
stoning.
I'm laughing
so-
because Sydney spelled Malachi.
Malachi.
Malia.
Malachi. No. Malicich.
It's Malachi.
Kai.
Yeah.
You don't need that extra I in there.
Shut up. Who won?
Spelling? Okay, can we seriously do a spelling
Okay.
game?
Yeah,
so
but-
take one of
No.
my points. Yeah.
No.
Wait. Let's do a spelling bee, please.
Can we seriously do a
Ugh.
spelling bee next round? Because I feel like I will
Okay,
dominate.
we will do a
Let's do
spelling
one
bee
right
next
now.
time.
Let's do one right now.
Right now?
Give us a word. Give us a word.
Just one word.
Just one.
Just
word.
one word.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
A real word.
So for real right now.
No, literally, I will do that.
This is like square up.
All right.
Please.
No, but here, real quick, it says, and the disciples prayed, you, O Lord, who know the hearts of all, show us which of these two you have chosen to take part in the ministry and the apostleship from which Judas by transgression fell, that he might own his place. And they cast their lots, and the lot fell on Matthias.
Oh my gosh.
It's the word of God.
Can you see if I'm right?
That actually looks very.
Supercalifragilistic.
Okay, you guys want a real word?
Yes, just give us a real word.
Yeah, you got it.
Medium challenge. Spelling bee word.
Yeah.
What we'll look up.
Wait, speaking of supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, I was teaching my kids syllables, and they're like, "How many syllables are in that word?" I said, "I'm not doing that word."
Wow.
Wow, what a teacher.
Supercalifrag. I don't even know.
Wait, you clap. I'll tally.
Are we ready? Are we ready?
Yes.
I don't even know.
Let me
We
find.
were halfway there and then you stopped.
It's like
so
20
excited.
some.
Let me find something that works. None of these are good words. None of these are good words.
Have you ever watched Aquila and the Bee?
What?
Hang on. Say that again. What?
Have you ever watched Aquila and the Bee?
No.
No.
It's a movie.
Sounds
It's such a good
familiar.
movie about a girl learning to spell words, and she learned to like jump ropes, and that helped her.
You got a word?
I have a word.
Words.
He has a word.
Word.
Bird?
Bird is a word.
Don't have it like not like, oh, there's like 5 letters that are silent.
Harmonious. Harmonious. Can I use it in a definition? I cannot.
I said I'm done.
Can I use it in a sentence? I cannot. Can I tell you the origin of it? I cannot. But you know what I can say? Harmonious.
Can you sing it for me, please?
Yes, it was very harmonic.
That was so.
That's harmonic, not harmonious.
Harmonious.
Should I buy a harmonica?
You know, what, I just want to do it someday. I saw this meme on Facebook years ago where it was
Harmonious. Please, can I have the spelling? Read it out to me.
HAR.
Whoa, not yours. His.
MONIOUS.
Okay,
I
harmonious.
think I'm wrong.
I had the same.
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 Wow, y'all spelled that one right. Okay, I need a harder word.
Yeah, go a little harder.
I
Anyways,
need a harder word.
I saw a meme on Facebook, and I want to do this to somebody sometime.
Iridocyclitis.
It was a
I mean a word.
mechanic, and
No, that's fine.
he
Is it a
said
word?
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
he said this guy brings his truck in because he hears a noise when he's driving, and the guy gets under the truck and looked, and one of his buddies zip tied a harmonica to the underframe.
I've definitely seen like memes like that. That's either. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah. I had a friend in college. He learned how to play Piano Man on the harmonica, and he would just whip it out in the dining hall. And I'm like, you can't.
It's honestly like a hidden talent.
Yeah, he was really good at it too. So I'm like, maybe it just might be fun to just be like, add another talent on my non-professional resume.
Yeah, you're just sitting there typing at your desk.
Imagine how much your coworkers would hate you.
I wouldn't be the most hated. Guess who was clipping his nails again today? You got it.
Nail
The
guy.
know-it-all.
Oh, it's know-it-all.
Same guy. Yeah.
Oh!
We actually have a calendar now. We have an Excel spreadsheet we keep in like a shared folder, and so we'll just go in and put
go.
we'll read out the day that he clips his nails.
So the first word was on spelling bee level number 1. Now we've gone up to spelling bee level number 2.
please,
Presumptuous.
I'm better at geography. Wait, use it in a sentence.
Presumptuous. Presumptuous. All right, here we go. Presumptuous.
I feel like there's a silent letter in there somewhere.
Well, it was your idea.
I know. I'm just saying.
Presumptuous.
Teaching phonics.
Okay.
I'll go last.
Oh. Okay.
Phonics Royale.
Are you ready?
Sorry, yeah, I'm ready.
How do you spell presumptuous?
PERSUMCUIOUS. Presumptuous.
You want to spell it back to me one more time?
Iridocyclitis. Sorry. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
No.
Presumptuous.
Oh my gosh.
Presumptuous.
PERSUMCUIOUS. It's definitely wrong, but
That is incorrect.
did my best.
Presumptuous.
I don't have a button.
PRESUMTUIOUS.
That is incorrect.
Dang.
You're
Wait.
missing a letter.
How'd you spell it?
I can't tell you.
I can't change it now.
Yeah, he can't change now. How do you
can't
spell
change
it
it.
again?
PRESUMTUCIOUS.
No, that's not the letter you're missing.
Okay.
Okay,
here
go
we
ahead.
E.
What is my word? What is the word?
Presumptuous.
Presumptuous. Can you use it in a sentence?
No.
Okay. Presumptuous. PRESUMPTIOUS.
That is incorrect.
Dang it!
What letter was I missing?
Who was the closest?
You're missing the P. Presumptuous.
Oh, presumptuous.
Oh, so let me guess. The I was the extra letter?
What the heck?
PRESUMPTUIOUS.
TIOUS.
TUOUS. And she had that part.
Can I connect to the board?
Wait, no,
quick?
she has an I in there. I just saw it. Yeah, she has IOUS, just like me.
Oh, well, that's wrong. It's UOUS.
UOUS.
I don't know where else to
Dang.
Wait, I am connected. Okay, wait. This is what I'm talking about. Have you guys never heard this Vine?
go. Okay. Here, you ready for one more?
That was a
Hold
good
on.
hard one.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Ready for one more?
Yes.
Iridocyclitis.
That's what I was talking about. Iridocyclitis.
Iridocyclitis.
Sorry.
Terrifying.
Okay.
Go
This
on.
is the final one. And whether you spelled it right or not, I really don't care.
Who cares?
Because it's the final one of the night because we got to get on the ministry minute.
Yeah, we're an hour and 15 in. The crowd's probably like,
People love
All-
it.
yeah.
Ultimatum.
Hope you're spelling at home, folks.
Ultimatum.
Parents, if you have kids, sit them down and spell with us.
Ultimatum.
I'm done.
Oh, that's the word.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying like, here's an ultimatum.
Wait.
Yeah, here's the ultimatum. Write it down or you're done.
Wait, I'm second guessing myself.
Ultimatum.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
The word below it was ambidextrous. If anyone wants to spell ambidextrous instead of ultimatum.
So fun fact, my family likes to like mess up the word ambidextrous. So we'll be like use any other word that starts with A. So Shay will be like, sorry, I'm anorexic. We're like, that's not it.
Okay, who is ready to spell ultimatum?
Not me, but I have an answer.
Okay.
That's the spirit.
U.
Yep.
L.
Yep.
T.
Yep.
I.
Yep.
M.
Yep.
A.
Yep.
D.
No!
You said ultimatum.
Yeah, it's T-U-M.
He said, yeah. Well, then I would have had it except one letter.
Ultimatum. Danessa!
You literally just spelled it.
Well, you
Go ahead.
can't change it though.
U.
Yep.
L.
Yep.
T.
Yep.
I. M. A. T. U. M. Ultimatum.
Yeah!
I spelled it with a D, so I'm wrong.
It's your fault,
Where?
Mr. Ultimatum.
She got him. She got it. Ultimatum. It's an ultimatum.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Woo! You know what that is?
Super.
That's
No
the
one
Bible.
cares.
The Bible
So-
is supercalifragilistic.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna type in this.
All
So
right.
I feel like we've been kind of somewhat slacking on our ministry minutes. Sort of.
We, yeah.
Well,
Discussion
I'll
for
say
after recording.
We've been slacking on our prepping.
I haven't. I just
Oh,
don't
look, my
prep.
computer restarted. Great. It's been asking me all episode to restart. Just skip. I don't even want to set up my. Just get to the verse. Anyway, so today.
You need the verse? I can pull it up for you.
No,
if
no,
you need it.
I can.
'Cause I know it.
I don't want to pay $70.
To upgrade to
restart your
Windows
computer.
11.
Decline, decline, next.
Decline.
Anyways, what's your ministry meant?
So Grant asked who wants to do the ministry minutes today, and I said I would, but then I didn't realize how busy I would get.
Because I realized that we
there
didn't
it is.
assign it.
We didn't assign it, and usually we do that a week in advance. But so today's
We tried to. We tried.
I want to blame Landon because he's not here to defend himself. I think it was his fault.
No, he said he was going to do the game.
Okay.
oh yeah, he did say that.
Which is why I had to come up with the game last minute.
No, that was good.
That's probably
why I wasn't
your
there.
last,
No,
your
I liked
last
it.
minute games are like good.
No.
This
Thank
is
you.
true.
But you never do them, which is why
Talent.
I think they're good because you never do them.
It's a talent.
Hidden talent.
All right, so Hebrews 11:1.
So Hebrews 11:1, which is the verse of the day on the Bible app
Yes.
for today, which is April 28th.
Yep.
Is Hebrews 11:1. Well, I'll say a little backstory. Hebrews 11 is the Hall of Faith, is what they call it.
Yes.
So it's like this is the scripture on like faith. Period. I might read a little farther. Actually, it talks about Enoch. I love that. Anyways, so it says, now faith is the confidence in what we hope for and the assurance about what we do not see. This is what the ancients were commended for, my bad. By faith, we understand that the universe was formed at God's command so that what is seen was not made out of what is visible. By faith, Abel brought God a better offering than Cain did. By faith, he was commended as righteous when God spoke well of his offerings. And by faith, Abel still speaks, even though he is dead. The next one says, by faith, Enoch was taken from this life so that he did not experience death. He cannot be found because God had taken him away. For before he was taken, he was commended as one who pleased God. And without faith, it is impossible to please God because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him. I'll stop there.
Yeah. Good.
Without faith, it is impossible to please God. I was kind of thinking back a little bit to how we did all like the fruit of the spirit, which I love that we did that. And I think it was great. And I hope you guys liked it as well. But something I was thinking about was we never really talked about how to have the fruits or how to, have all the virtues that it talks about to produce the fruits that are the fruits of the spirit. And it boils down to faith. You can't have any of those. You can't come to Jesus and produce those fruits without believing in him as the first step. These verses really sum that up. And I mean, you guys could read on. It's, oh gosh, like 40,
Yeah.
40 verses in this chapter. Hebrews 11 again, that is. But I think it's just so important to realize that without your faith in God, you literally have nothing else. Like if you don't believe that he can do it, he can't do it for you unless you believe that he can. He'll try to get your attention. He'll do his best, but he's a polite God. And unless you put him first, he's not going to barge into your life. And he can't work if you don't believe that he can. I could go on forever about this. I love the examples it gives about how Abel was brought to God. Abel brought his offering to God, and if you look back, Abel brought the very first fruits that he had, and Cain kind of gave God his leftovers, and God was like, "This isn't what I asked for. I asked for your first fruits," just like Abel did, and he blessed him more than he blessed Cain. And because he had the faith that God was going to bless him, that's why he did that. It's like this, like, give to get, but don't expect to get. But why would you not expect to get? Because God promises to give. So that we can go into an offering sermon if we wanted to on that. But faith is just, it's, I don't even know. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
And what is faith, right? I think Ephesians 2:8, by grace, we have been saved through faith, right? Mm-hmm. It is not of our own. Mm-hmm. It was bought at a price. The price is the blood of Jesus Christ, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that's the important thing is to understand is that we have to have that faith, that understanding, right? It's the substance of all things unseen is what Hebrews 11:1 says. And just think about that. And it's like, okay, well, we weren't here when the earth was formed, when the earth was created. Mm-hmm. We weren't here, right? But do you believe that the earth that took God 7 days and 7 nights? Like, do you believe that he rested on the seventh day and on days 1 through 6, he created everything that we know, the earth, light, darkness, the sea, the land, like what we know? Do you believe that?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you have that faith to believe that? Right. I think that so it's simple, basic things like that. Do you believe we just, got done celebrating Easter, but do you believe that Jesus is risen from the dead? Mm-hmm. Do you believe that, he is alive, he's seated on the right hand of God, the Father Almighty? Mm-hmm. Those are things that we can't see, right? Mm-hmm. So the question is, do you believe? Do you believe in what's written? Do you believe in what you have written? Do you have that faith to put your trust in God, into Jesus, right? That's how you test your faith. I think that's where it's a gift from God, grace, and it's not our own. We were bought at the price of the blood of Jesus Christ, I like to say. But I think that's kind of just some test things and some variance things. I commonly quote Romans 10:9, right? Which is what, Paul says, if you believe or if you confess with your mouth to God, or if you confess with your mouth to Jesus Christ the Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. Yep. It's easy to confess with our mouth, right? Because you may not believe it, but you can still say it. Mm-hmm. But God, Jesus, they know the intentions of your heart. Yeah. They know what you actually believe, right? So, and the Holy Spirit knows if you are a believer or not. Mm-hmm. They know whether you believe if Jesus is raised from the dead, if he's seated at the right hand of God the Father Almighty, or if he's not. So I think that's kind of the big thing is with faith, it is the foundation of the Christian faith. That's why we call it the Christian faith, because it's believing in things not seen. Right. So.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, sorry. Actually, this past Sunday,
I was going to talk about this.
Pastor Jim preached about John 20 because as soon as we were reading this, I was like, aha, they go together with Thomas, because that's in verse 24 of John 20. But if you back up just a little bit before it, Jesus appeared to the disciples and said, "Peace be with you," and then he breathed the Holy Spirit on them. But Thomas was not with them at the time. So then when the disciples were with Thomas, they were like, "We saw him." And he was like, "I won't believe it unless I see the nail wounds in his hands, put my fingers into them, and place my hand into the wound in his side." Then 8 days later, they were all together again. Thomas was with the disciples, and Jesus then appeared to them. He said, "Peace be with you." And then he turned and said to Thomas, "Put your finger here and look at my hands. Put your hand into the wound in my side. Don't be faithless any longer. Believe." "My Lord and my God," Thomas exclaimed. Then Jesus told him, "You believe because you have seen me. blessed are those who believe without seeing me.
Yeah, it's good. I would direct people to Mark chapter 5. In there, you can read about the story of Jesus healing a young girl who her father's name is Jairus, who works for the Pharisees. But Jairus comes to him in belief and to Jesus in belief and saying,
Yes.
My daughter is sick. Can you heal her? Daughter ends up dying.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus brings her back to life because in the meantime, he is stopped by a woman who is bleeding of flow. It's kind of where we get, you've washed me kind of, I had the flow, you washed me white as snow. It comes kind of from this kind of area of it. And all she says is, I had the faith that if I would just touch his garment, that I would be healed. Mm-hmm. And Jesus says, it is your faith that healed you, right? He feels the power coming out from it. It's the faith that you've been healed. So I'd direct people to Mark 5 because I think that's got two very good examples. I think also in Mark 5, Jesus, that is when I want to make sure I'm right, and I believe I am. So I'm going to say it. That would have been when Jesus, the beginning of Mark 5 would have been when Jesus cures the man who is demon possessed and he throws the demons into the pigs run in. Mm-hmm. Then he comes into town. That's when Jairus asks for him. That's also when the lady who is sick reaches out and touches his garment on Jesus' way to Jairus' house. On the way there, Jairus' daughter dies. Jesus brings him back to life. But I think it's just simple ways there of just having the faith that only comes from Jesus and the power of calling on his name.
Mm-hmm. Something that's good. Sorry, I didn't mean to move on abruptly. Something else that we had talked about on Sunday, or that Pastor Jim had talked about, was the verses following, verses 24 to 29 is verse 30 and 31 that says, Jesus performed many other signs in the presence of his disciples, but they're not recorded in this book. But these have been written so that you may believe that Jesus is the Messiah, the Son of God, and that by believing you may have life in his name. A point that Pastor Jim drove home was that people doubted. Jesus understands your doubt. He understands that it's hard to believe. And he met Thomas where he was. He didn't shame him. He didn't say, how dare you not believe me just because you didn't see me. We can't see him. Thomas had the ability to go and see him then. He was doubting, unless I see him, I'm not going to believe it. We can say that, but we don't have that ability to actually physically see Jesus. Now, there are accounts of Jesus appearing to people, which that's incredible the way that happens. But in the natural, we don't have the ability to go up and say, oh, I'm going to go see him preach this Sunday, Mm-hmm. But I love that John put that in here, that I'm writing this much that you guys can see it and that you can believe this portion and that you can see that we saw him and we believed. Thomas needed to see him, but this is what actually happened so that you guys who are reading this thousands of years in the future can understand it and believe it without needing to see Jesus.
Well, and to that point, right? Thomas himself says he needs proof of the resurrection. Even though Jesus had foretold of this, Jesus' brother James, right? Who obviously wrote the book of James then, but doesn't believe until the resurrection actually happens, and he goes, "Oh wow, what all this stuff said was true."
Yeah.
So it's okay. There were many who were close to Jesus who doubted, right? So it's okay to have that doubt. I would argue and counter that with, what makes you doubt though,
right?
Because JP does a great job of explaining kind of the grace aspect, which is, did Jesus die for 10%, 20%, 90%, or 100% of your sins, right? Mm-hmm. He died for 100%. Mm-hmm. So have 100% trust in him and the power that is in Jesus. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry to cut you. I was sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
Because I didn't realize you had more on John to go.
Yeah, you're good.
Or I would have saved Mark for later. So that's on me.
It's okay. That was good. That was really good. I didn't know how far he was going to go, so I didn't want to cut him off and then you jumped in. So it's all good. Did you have anything else you wanted to add from?
I did, but you guys kind of summed it up.
Mm-hmm. It was really good. I actually took notes this Sunday. I don't normally write. I just listen. But this Sunday I was this is really good. And he wasn't even talking about faith, and he wasn't talking about believing. He was talking about having peace and how peace will find you, and peace comes on you whenever you need it.
Peace is Jesus.
Yeah, peace being Jesus.
Yeah. I do find it funny that you talk about John 20 and how he ends it, right? Like, I often wonder, like, how big the Bible would be if God was like, I want you to write about all these things. Like,
Could you imagine?
Like, how big would the New Testament be? It'd be,
Oh my gosh.
But that's.
And if they included all the books they found, you know,
I mean,
everything, you know,
the Dead Sea Scrolls,
Sure.
you know, the Books of Enoch. Yeah.
There's so much. And I think that's the thing that just like goes and drives home Christianity being true is how many references there are to the same things that happened and how it just proves itself over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a plug in for this because I've been hearing a lot of people tell me.
Are you gonna plug in what I say? But I think
we're talking about the same thing. We probably are. I think I talked about it last time.
You guys are.
Did
I
talk
love
about it
when
last time?
everyone knows what we're talking about here.
Do you know
You
what I'm
talked
talking
about it in Bible study. And I
Okay.
said, yeah, Grant's doing that same thing.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. I was like, how did I know that he... Anyways. I'll get there.
What's the plug?
On last Sunday in Sunday school, Carter recommended this podcast that was the Sean Ryan Show with Lee Strobel and John Burke. It's almost a 4-hour episode. And
Worth
I'm
every minute.
not
That's what
quite
Sean.
finished.
That's what Sean Ryan does. He's long.
It's amazing, and especially having like such, I don't know, renowned people like that. And if you don't know anything about, I don't know much about John Burke. I don't really know anything about
I'd
John
never
Burke.
heard of him until.
But Lee Strobel is a best-selling New York Times author. He has over 40 books that have been, you know, bestsellers. He wrote The Case for Christ, which also has a Bible study. I know our Sunday school class went through it. Then there's a movie about it that's like just
Great movie.
drama-based. It's not like a documentary or anything, but it's this just acting out The Case for Christ. And it's about his life and how he went from an atheist who wanted to disprove his wife to he can't find any other proof to prove he can't find anything else more true than the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. So yeah, the episode is 4 hours long, but if you get a chance, I'm still working through it. Just go listen to it. So Carter told us about it in Sunday school, and then the next day, Rasheed sent it to me, and he was like, "I found this. I think you really should listen to it. It's amazing. I'm getting a lot out of it." And I was like, "Wow, 2 people recommending the same thing. It's kind of like this. I probably should give it a listen." You should listen to something of one person, but like, the more and more you hear about it, the more you want to like hear,
For sure.
like see it. So yeah, highly recommend, not to diverge you from our podcast, but theirs is really good. It just talks about like all of the proof and everything that goes into it. And I mean, if you get done with that and you want more, go and listen to The Case for Christ. I know that's an audiobook as well, which I'm also listening through. If you want to read it, but also good.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Go ahead.
I think at one point, I forget how Lee said it word for word, but he said something along the lines of like, as he dug deeper, he just found more factual evidence that he couldn't disprove and he couldn't ignore it. Because he was a journalist at the time. So he was like, I go off of the cold, hard facts. And he's like, I just kept finding more and more facts. He's like,
Yeah.
it got to the point where he was like, and then spoiler alert, he also said about how, I guess, he used to do a TV show or something. And he was at the Playboy Mansion to interview Hugh Hefner. And I think he said he gave him one of his books. And he said Hugh's exact words in response to that was, "You're telling me there's evidence?" And he said that Hugh said, "If you're telling me there's evidence, that changes everything."
Yes.
That's crazy.
And I think to that point, and to wrap this up and to bring it back onto what we kind of opened up with, right? There is too much historical data now, evidence, science, whatever. It's in my opinion, it's almost harder to be an atheist nowadays than it is to be a Christian, because there's just so much evidence and support to back up the claims and that they are true. And this goes back the whole way to the walls of Jericho, to the resurrection,
Noah's Ark, and
everything like that.
yeah,
Noah's
they
Ark,
found that.
you name it. So at the end of the day, it comes down to the faith perspective.
Yeah.
That's because that's it. Are you going to believe? Because now the craziest thing is now we have stuff that we can be seen. It's hard evidence. It's hard fact.
Oh, absolutely.
So now it makes the believing even more
Yeah.
More real.
One of my favorite
So.
pieces of evidence is the Shroud of Turin.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever looked into that? They have the Crown of Thorns. They have all
Yeah,
these
that's
things.
so crazy.
And one of my favorite facts about that is they did a blood, sample, a DNA sample
Yeah.
on it, and it has half of the chromosomes. You know how you get
That's insane.
half from your mom, half from your dad. He only had half
Half.
of his chromosomes in his DNA.
And this comes
is that
back-
the right terminology for
And
that?
it comes,
think, yeah.
It comes back to prove, though.
Sure.
half of the
Half of the DNA thing.
yeah, because he only had a
But it comes
Yeah.
it comes back to prove, though, that he is
Half
fully
human.
God, fully
Yeah.
man.
Oh,
Right? He was
absolutely.
both. I
Yeah.
mean, and to your point that, but you want to believe the virgin birth or not and the virgin conception or not, but that happened. That was real. Like Mary was a virgin who conceived Jesus as it was foretold, excuse me, long before. So
I feel like we could do a whole episode where we just go into
All the facts.
Maybe we should.
We should all listen to the episode or to that episode. We should all listen to the Case for Christ and then just go
Maybe we
pull it
should.
apart.
Maybe
pull
we
it
should.
apart. That
That
would
would
be
be
I'm
fun.
down. Yeah.
cool.
Prep it out.
let's do it.
Next
I'm down.
Sunday. Next Sunday we'll sit down and watch. All right, we'll figure that
Probably
out.
not.
But to wrap this up, are we done?
Yeah.
This
that
is
all?
the final week to get questions in, right?
Correct.
Oh,
yes.
Boom.
Because-
so get your questions in.
Next week we will have Tanner on recording. So
Maybe that's a summer thing. Maybe we do like the scripture summer or something like that. And we kind of like,
Oh, scripture summer.
kind of like break down
the scriptures of summer.
the scriptures of summer. Well, I don't know.
I don't know. But
We'll
he's
think
trying
of
to-
Scriptures
something,
are for
but-
every season.
But
I know,
maybe,
but-
maybe we, we'll come up with something, and maybe we can focus on this, and we can, do like a 5-week summer series on it, and like break it down, and
Yeah.
get a. I don't know. I was gonna say something, but probably not the
It's a good
appropriate
idea,
time
though.
to say it.
Okay.
So, but all right. Well,
Oh, wait, one more thing before we go. Sorry. This is for you guys listening out there. We are going to put out a Google form for you guys to fill out just for our benefit. We're not going to record your names or anything like that.
Don't
but
anonymous.
we want your feedback. We're trying to figure out the best course of action for this, and not like we're going to stop or anything, but we want to know what you guys want to hear more of, less of. You want more games, you want more Ministry Minute, you want more guests, just let us know. Even like down to like the length of the episode. We'll have some questions in there, but then we'll leave a spot for you guys to leave just open raw feedback. Again, like I said, it will be anonymous, so don't worry about offending us. I mean, please worry about offending us, but we're going to listen to anything you
can't
guys have
offend
to
us.
say.
You can't offend us.
We want to know what you guys want because this is for the people.
Yeah.
Fact-
Do not hold back.
yeah, facts don't care about our feelings. All right. So the facts, it doesnn't care about our feelings. Tell us the facts.
Yeah.
Very true.
Tell us exactly how you feel.
Yeah.
Very true. Because we only want to get better.
And what you want to see, because if you want to see it, that's gonna mean you're going to be more in tune to it, and then share it with more people. And that's the ultimate goal.
Bingo.
So what do you want? Because we can run our mouths all the time and do whatever. Which is probably another great question. Who do you want to hear more of? Who do you want to hear less of? But that's neither here nor there. But
Whatever.
kidding.
Okay.
But yes, thank you guys for doing that for us in advance. We'll put that link in our bio, in the
We'll
description.
put it on the. We should put it on the Instagram.
We'll put it on the Instagram page, probably in the story somewhere. You guys can find it. You'll know where to find it. We'll make a story about it. But
awesome.
yeah, thanks in advance for doing that. But I guess this is goodbye until next week.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.